Alrighty then. Bonjour, bonsoir, bienvenue, and welcome. Welcome to another New Manchester video. This is the host of the New Manchester YouTube channel, me. Alright, before I get into this video, on July the 4th of this year, 2026, the United States is going to celebrate its 250th birthday. That's right. And according to these hardcore American patriots, 250 years of freedom. 250 years of freedom. If you ask me, there's little to no freedom here in the U.S. 250 years of freedom. That is a total fallacy, and that's not true. Because let's look at this, shall we? Okay, I'm going to start with all these rules, laws, and regulations that you have to obey here in the U.S. And there's a high number of them. I mean, the United States is very restricted on its rules, laws, and regulations. Like, for instance, you can't drive down the road in your car and throw not trash can. You can't drive your car down the road and throw trash out of the window and onto the side of the road, because that's littering. That's littering right there, and you'll be pulled over by a police officer. If the police officer catches you, the police officer will pull you over and ticket you for littering. And also you're going to pay a big hefty fine. So there's no freedom in that. Plus, the health care here in the United States. The United States has a for-profit, pay-to-play, bureaucratic, dysfunctional, fragmented healthcare system where people go bankrupt over medical bills. There's segments of the population here in the U.S., most notably places like West Virginia, where people lack health insurance. Yeah, people are uninsured. They don't have no health insurance. And you got people who work at jobs and their health care is tied to their job. And when they lose their job, or they, through getting fired, or they want to change jobs, they lose their health care. Yeah, going back to people going bankrupt over medical bills. And, in the United States, when it comes to health care, the United States spends more money on health care than any other country in the world. Spends more money on health care and gets bad outcomes. And there's no freedom in the American healthcare system. Okay? Freedom. The only people in this country who have a lot of freedom are wealthy people. People who have a lot of money. Because if you're rich in America, if you're wealthy and you have a lot of money, then the health care is going to be the greatest thing in the world to you. And plus you have a lot of power. You have a lot of power and you're well connected. But if you're poor, you don't have a lot of freedom. And plus, if you're dirt poor, middle class or poor, you're gonna work longer hours for less pay, because your pay is very low. because of the low minimum wage. I think is the minimum wage is stuck at $7.25. Yeah, you work longer hours for less pay. You work longer hours for less pay, and your purchasing power has been reduced. So you have reduced purchasing power and everything that I said. So therefore, you have little to no freedom here in the US if you're poor. And also, you don't have the freedom. Well, you have the freedom to do this. You don't have, well, not do this, but you don't have social freedoms, and you don't have the freedom to be yourself. Yeah, social freedoms where like you can't talk to people in the US, you can't connect with people and form friendships with people because the United States lacks social or human connection. Everybody is segregated, isolated, paranoid, and fake. And it's hard to make any normal friends here. And the only way you're going to make friends here in the US is, well, not make friends. I mean, the only way you're going to talk to people here in the US, social-wise, is through business-related purposes, like asking for directions or asking a question about something. That's it. So, this 250 years of freedom here in the United States is not real freedom at all. It's botched freedom. Botched freedom is less freedom. It's not real freedom. It's like this, and here in the United States, okay, if you're an American and you grew up and you went to school, like people, I mean, the teachers and your parents tell you that you live in a country with so much freedom. Yeah, you live in a country with so much freedom. And you don't, okay, you live in a country with so much freedom. And it's like this, like here in the United States, yeah, we're told that, we Americans are told that if you're an American, if you're watching this, we're told that we have so much freedom in this country. And it's like this, okay, here in the US, they tell you that you have so much freedom, but they don't give you any. And vice versa in countries outside of the US, countries don't tell their citizens that they have a lot of freedom. They don't. Yeah, people in countries outside of the U.S. don't tell their citizens that they have a lot of freedom, but they give them freedom. Here in the United States, you're told that you have a lot of freedom, and they don't give you any freedom. And they reduce your freedom. Yeah, reduce your freedom, and they turn around and say that you have a lot of freedom. So, someone here in America is telling you that you have a lot of freedom, and they don't give you any freedom. And it's ridiculous, and it doesn't make any logical sense. It's kind of confusing. And that's something I really never understood. After viewing Winston Wu, the founder of Happier Abroad, on his YouTube channel, in his forum. And yeah, I haven't joined his forum yet. I haven't, so. But I'm going to consider myself an ally of the Happier Abroad movement. Okay. So, that's all I got to say on this, and let me get into this video. Okay, what you see before you. Okay, the computer screen went blank. Okay, what you see before you is a woman with a microphone, and she's wearing headphones. Not wearing microphones. What you see before you is a woman who's holding a microphone up to her mouth and wearing headsets or headphones. Her name is Sophie. I don't know who she is. She's just a regular everyday person. And I want to play a video of her talking, and she's going to talk about her first blowjob. Okay, and after I get done playing this video, I'm going to give my thoughts on this. All right. And before I get into this video, okay, let me get back in here. Okay, before I get into this video, I'm gonna tell all of you what today's date is. What today's date is. Okay, today is. Hold up. Okay, today is Thursday, June the 4th, and it's 8:34 p.m. local time. All right, got that out of the way. All right, here is Sophie. And this is a TikTok video of her talking about her first blowjob. Yeah, it's a TikTok video that's on a YouTube channel called Skinny. So I'm going to go ahead and play this video and just give my thoughts on what she's talking about. All right, here is Sophie.
I have a story about a first blowjob. Every year there's like this big camp out in the seniors. I brought my boyfriend at the time, and I was like, tonight's the night I want to give a blowjob. So it happened. And then the next morning, I realized my throat was hurting. Oh, God. And I'm like, it hurts. Next day, even worse. And then the next day, I was like, I have to tell someone, because I looked in the back of my throat and there was like white things. Oh, God. And I'm like, oh my God, I have an STD. So I was so scared. So I go down to my mom and I go, Mom, I gave his name a job. It was my first time ever doing it, and something is wrong with my throat. And she was like, oh, Sophie. Oh my God. My dad's a doctor. This is getting worse. She goes, give me one moment. I need to talk to Dad. And I go, no, Mom, don't tell Dad. She goes, just give me a second. She comes back in the room. She goes, he's not going to say a word, but he needs to look in your throat. So my dad walks in. I literally have tears in my eyes because I'm so embarrassed. He goes, open up. I'm like, oh. I open my throat. My God. He looks in it. He was like, all right, yeah, you should get tested. So I go to Planned Parenthood the next day. I had strep. Sophie! I told my mom and my dad about my first job because I thought I had an STD, but I just have strep throat. Jesus Christ!
Okay, where do I begin? All right. Sophie here talked about she gave her first blowjob to her boyfriend, and she gave him a blowjob at a camp full of seniors. I think she's talking about high school seniors. So basically she's saying that she gave her boyfriend a blowjob at a camp full of seniors, meaning that she was like, I guess 18 years old, and her boyfriend was 18 years old, and they were both in high school. Okay, she was very excited because she's gonna give her boyfriend a blowjob. And okay, she said it happened, meaning that she performed oral sex, fellatio, blowjob, giving head. So she did this to her boyfriend. Then the next day, she felt her throat being sore. Her throat was sore the next day. Then it got worse. And the pain was so bad, she went and told her mom about it. And I guess okay, she told her mom that she didn't mention this. She told her mom that she got a sore throat after giving her boyfriend a blowjob at this camp full of seniors. Okay. Okay, then okay, her mom says that she's going to tell her dad she's going to tell her dad about her throat being sore, but she's not going to tell her dad that she got the sore throat from the blowjob that she gave to her boyfriend. Okay. And she was scared to death, frightened, terrified over the sore throat that she had. And she fears that she might have an STD. Okay, her father comes up to her and tells her to open her mouth. And by the way, her father is a doctor. Her father tells her to open up her mouth. She opens up her mouth, and he looks inside of her mouth and looks at the back of her throat. And her father sees a white spot at the back of her throat. And he tells her about it. And also tells her, you might have an STD. You should go to the hospital/clinic and get checked out. So she goes to the hospital or clinic through Planned Parenthood. Okay, and seeing her in this TikTok video, looks like she's doing fine, and she probably got the treatment for her sore throat. And getting STDs and AIDS/HIV through oral sex is the risk is kind of low, and it is. And I think Sophie should have did this after she gave her boyfriend a blowjob at this camp full of seniors, as she mentioned. She should brush her teeth and with a toothbrush, brush her teeth and her tongue, and use some mouthwash to gurgle after she drink the mouthwash and gurgle it and spit it out. I mean, that could have prevent her from getting a sore throat and developing a white spot at the back of her throat. I don't know. That probably wouldn't work, but I heard that can help. That can help a woman or a man who perform oral sex on their on their boyfriend, husband, wife. Yeah, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, or wife or husband, boyfriend, girlfriend. Yeah. That could, the brushing of the teeth and the tongue and the mouthwash. It may or may not help. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. But even though it's none of my business, but it's good that she's doing okay after the whole thing. Okay, I also want to talk about this, and this is part of the title to this video. We all know that women in America are not sweet, feminine, down to earth, easy to talk to, and approachable, and they have bad they have bad to worse attitudes. And they also have foul mouths. And they view men who are interested in them as creeps, weirdos, pedophiles, and perverts. And they think all men are Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, R. Kelly, Bill Cosby, you name it. And Sophie here is one of these women. And I'm going to read something that can describe women like Sophie really, really well. Okay. All right. Okay, here's something from the Winston Wu Happier Abroad forum. Okay. The women and girls are too spoiled and given too much power, making them highly fake, arrogant, narcissistic, picky, toxic, unfriendly, and approachable with the worst attitude. Thus, they are the hardest females to connect with and the furthest thing from authenticity that you can get. Also, they are way too difficult and entitled. Their standards are way too high for most men, for they seek the top 10 to 15% of men. Since they are too independent and don't need men, they either want the best or nothing at all. This makes America the worst dating scene for men, totally nightmarish, hostile, and loop-sided. As a result, there are more single males without dating choices in America than in any other country. Okay, that sums up women like Sophie here in the U.S. There was this woman who came onto my channel and went on and watched one of the videos on this YouTube channel, which you're watching this video on. YouTube took the video down. And the name of that video is American Women Suck. Okay, the woman came onto my channel, watched the video, and left a comment stating that the video on my channel was put together by a man, by a male who has psychological or mental health problems, and told me to go see a therapist. And she mocked me and yelled at me and went crazy at me on the comments, basically being rude and disrespectful towards me. And then she's gonna have the nerve to tell me that there's a lot of good women in America. Well, if all the women in America are so good, then why are you doing what you're doing to me? If you're good, like you say you are, you and every woman in America are good, then you wouldn't be talking to me the way you're talking to me in the comments on my video, on one of my videos on my YouTube channel. So, okay, there's a lot of good women, and she tell me this: if you can't find a woman, that's your problem, and stay away from us if you don't like us. Yeah. Stay away from us if you don't like us. And tells me to go see a therapist after she yells and shouts at me in the comments and go crazy and mock me and put me down. Okay, if I got mental and psychological problems, then why are you yelling at me, mocking me, and putting me down? and being all hostile and toxic towards me. If you do that to someone who's crazy, you're just going to agitate them even more. And that's something I just don't understand. It's just, it's stupid. And it is. It's stupid and it's pointless. So you're just going to just add insult to injury after telling me to go see so you're going to add insult to injury. So you're going to add insult to injury by telling me to go see a therapist. And oh yeah, she said that there's a lot of good women in America. Well, if there's a lot of good women in America, then I'll have a girlfriend, right? Then I would already have a girlfriend, and I'll be married right now, and I will have a wedding ring on the middle finger of my right hand. Yeah, it's going to be a gold ring on the middle finger of my right hand. A wedding ring. I'll be a married man. And when I make a video like this, you guys going to hear the sound of little babies cooing and screaming and talking. Da 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 da. Meaning that I'm going to be a father and I'm going to have children. So that woman is completely insane, mean-spirited, and she's full of crap. She's full of it, and she is. If you ask me, she's the one who have issues, and I'm going to show you guys a video of me and her going back and forth on this YouTube channel after I get done making this video. Okay, there's a lot of good women in America. Let's look at this, shall we? Okay, you got women here in America. Some of them are rude, ignorant, loudmouth, disrespectful, foul-mouthed, mean-spirited. I mean, you have a woman who works at a McDonald's in Dallas who talks really fast to this man, this old 80-year-old man at the drive-thru of a McDonald's, trying to cheat this man and rip this man off. You got the pickpocket women who like to do a lot of pickpocketing. You got women who will take advantage of a man and use him and rip him, use him and take advantage of him. Yeah, and you got women who will beat children to death that she has, who abuse a child, like hence, okay, R. Kelly, the disgraced R&B singer. He was molested and raped by a female family friend / family member. R. Kelly was molested by a female family member or friend as a child. And that's why R. Kelly is behind bars for the things that he did, because he was traumatized. And after that, he had problems and he needed help. And he chose not to get that help and just sweep everything under the rug and just make music and do sex trafficking of minors and having sex with underage children, underage people. I don't want to say sex trafficking of minors from other countries. Yeah, if R. Kelly got the help that he got, I mean, his music will be heard on every R&B radio station here in the U.S. and his music will be on Spotify, Apple iTunes. His music will be everywhere. Yeah, you could be hearing songs like Bump and Grind, You Remind Me of Somebody, um, Your Body is Calling, Honey Love with Public Announcement, I Believe I Can Fly. Yeah, you're gonna be hearing all that. You're gonna be hearing all his music today, but Mute R. Kelly by the mainstream media. He's been buried. And if R. Kelly got that help a long time ago, after he was molested by a female family member slash friend, if he got that help, then he'll be a changed man and he'll be making music, and his legacy will never be tarnished like it is right now. All right, what else about American women? You got the gold diggers. You got those. And yeah, I look at women like Sophie here, and to me, she's just complete and utter trash. She's trash. I don't know. Okay, I don't know what state she's from in the U.S. Okay, she's wearing a shirt. NIA. Okay, I don't know what that shirt says that she's wearing. I'm gonna guess she's from California. That's probably where she's from. And I'm from California, by the way. Yeah, and yeah. So that's my truth about women in America. I'm not gonna say that all women in America are bad. And okay, there's not a lot of good women in America, and there's not a lot of bad women in America. It's a mixed bag, and it is. Okay, the good women in America are the women who are sweet, feminine, down to earth, easy to talk to, and approachable, and they're found in the countryside, like outside of the big cities and suburbs. Yeah, those women are rare, hard to find, and they're taken. So there's less of these good women and more of these terrible women like women like Sophie here. And so that's the truth right there. So that woman saying that to me on one of my videos here on YouTube that's not up on this channel, is not up on this channel anymore because YouTube took it down and deemed it inappropriate. So that's reality on everything that I said. There's less good women and more bad women here in the US. That's reality. That woman who told me that there's a lot of good women in America, total bullshit. Total lie. Total fallacy. Definitely not true. And I do not need to go see a therapist. The only person who needs to go see a therapist is that woman. She needs to go see a therapist because there's something wrong with her. She needs help. She's screwed up in the head. And women like her love to gaslight people. They do a lot of gaslighting. Yeah, telling me there's a lot of good women in America. That's gaslighting right there. And that's what that is. I call it as it is. And she's going to deny it and tell me I'm deflecting. Stop deflecting. I'm not deflecting. You're the one who's deflecting. You are. And you know something? She going to tell me that if I can't find a woman then that's my problem. And if you don't like American women, stay away from us. And this bitch doesn't speak for all American women, because there's some women in America who don't agree with her. And they don't. And they're out there. And they are. You know, you got some women in foreign countries. They listen to what she says. You know, they're going to be confused by all of this. And, you know, and they're probably going to disagree with her. Okay, and I'm going to read something that's the total opposite of bad women here in the United States. All right, here's the other side. In contrast, in most foreign countries, most women are sweet, feminine, down-to-earth, gentle, friendly, and approachable, like real women were meant to be. Thus, it is far easier to connect with them and get dates or find girlfriends or wives. Foreign women have a more pro-male attitude compared to the anti-male attitude in the West. Also, flirtation in America is seen as creepy and taboo by women, whereas in many friendlier foreign cultures, flirtation creates energy and excitement, and women find it flattering. Moreover, foreign women cherish their God-given femininity, whereas American women harbor femininity and see it as an oppressive. So, foreign women are better than American women. But, you know, foreign women, you know, not all of them are perfect. You know, you have some bad apples in the foreign women camp, but it's not as bad as what's in the camp of American women. So, yeah. And also, before I end this video, I could care less if an American woman like Sophie doesn't like me and doesn't want to have anything to do with me. I could care less, because I can go overseas and find a woman. Yeah. Stay away. If you don't like American women, stay away from us. No problemo, miss. No problemo. Because I don't want to have anything to do with your ass or women like you here in the U.S. So, that's all I gotta say in this video. More videos to come. Cheers and au revoir. Merci beaucoup. Goodbye. Okay, here's the video featuring me and this woman going back and forth on my view on American women. Okay, it's this video right here. And the name of it is An American Woman Who Is Way, Way Over Her Head. A toxic woman who is all over the place. So go ahead and check this video out. And you can leave a comment on this video. And I would love to hear what you have to say. But also, check this video out as well. Since the 250th anniversary or 250th birthday of the United States, which is coming up in July. Okay. You'll find that video. I saw it somewhere. Okay, here it is. All right. This video right here. Watch this video. This is why American society is fucked up too. All right. And you can find these two videos in the popular tab. So hit popular right here and you'll find those two videos that I want you guys to watch. Okay, I think that's all I gotta say in this video. Alright, thank you for watching.